Welcome to The Eighth Voice, where we go behind the story and beyond the spotlight. I'm Steve George Makris. I'm glad you're here. So I'm sitting here with Melina Graham. Now, Melina, we heard a little bit about you and we had a bit of a chat around the table in the seventh seat, but there's just so much more to Melina, and I thought it'd be a good opportunity to find out the Melina behind the Melina. So tell us a little bit about just, high level, where you were brought up, and then we could sort of...
Yep.
Yeah.
So I was born and bred in Sydney, hence why I love Lady Macquarie's chair. I am the youngest of 4 kids, so I got to grow up watching all my other older brothers and sisters be successful or fail and learn from both. And being in the family as the youngest of 4, and there's a big difference between them, like between myself and my elder sister, there's 15 years, there's 14 years between my brother, and there's 7 between my sister before me. They all kind of have that clique, and I was that outcast because I was the youngest, right? So anything and everything in my life, I guess I've always had to kind of fight to be heard or seen. And in the W.O.G world, being Italian, you either are the golden child or you're the black sheep. You can't have both. You've got to be one. I always went against the grain. So you could say I was the black sheep of the family because I always saw what my brothers and sisters were doing, and I went, that can be better, or I could do that and I could do it faster and better. And I guess that's probably been ingrained in me from a very young age. And it's a competitive streak because for me, it's always I've had to do something to stand out. And sometimes it wasn't always for the right reasons or a good reason. Like my mum will go, you made me go grey. And I'm like, that was just because I was your 4th child, not for any other reason. But it was always because I was myself competing against someone or something. So as I've grown up over the time, may it be with schooling, with business, with jobs, with education, I've always looked to see what is it that I need there and then. And then once I've done that and done it well, what's my next thing? I don't sit in that I'm going to be in the same job for, the day I left school to retirement. That I can't do. But every job I've ever done that has made me to who I am today. And I started as a casual sales assistant at Lowe's, kicking and screaming because my mum wanted me to have a job. Not that I wanted to. But she taught me the work ethic, and, I had to go to work and I had to do this and that's what you should do. And okay, fine, all right. But then I understand what the value of money was, what the value of learning on the job is. Customer service. I've gone from being casual to then being full-time, then to being to managers and assistant managers and then state managers, and then, wow, I'm changing complete industries, and you start again. So for me, my life in a whole, and as you would say, as a high level, is always growing, always looking to see what needs to be done, what can be done, and how you can do it better than the other people are currently doing it.
Wow. So I relate to what you're saying, having lived a big life and sort of, having family and children. But, you said you come from an Italian family, and, there was a couple of challenges. You were a bit of the underdog because, you were the youngest child.
Yep.
And back in the day.
Yep.
Which is not long ago because she's not that old. But, having an older brother probably, usually, back in the old cultures, the golden child was traditionally a boy.
Well, actually, in my family, no, it's not, funnily enough. Yeah. But he is the special one.
Yeah. But anyway, it doesn't matter.
No, I get it.
But then, being the youngest one, it's always been like everything's been done before. So you just come along and it's like you've got to catch up to everyone else. And no one's really got the time for you because you're too little. I mean, you're probably cutie when you're a little baby. And a little baby.
Oh, look, my brother was really good at using me as the pickup point for all these chicks that he wanted to go. So he was being the good older brother.
But at the end of the day, they were going out and you were left behind. Yeah. So you never had any, sort of when you were like 15, for argument's sake, they didn't want anything to do with you.
Exactly.
And then you felt alienated. So you're really an only child from that respect.
That's right, exactly.
And that, I think, now is coming through.
It's a little bit
different. It's driven you, and that's why you are the person you are, Melina,
Absolutely.
that powerhouse. Because it's like, you know what?
You want to call it that?
Watch me.
Yeah, and look, at the end of the day, like, I have the quarrels with my brothers and sisters, you know, and I was only just having dinner with my brother a couple of weeks ago in Sydney, and he is, in his own right, very successful. He owns his own brokerage firm in Sydney, and my other sister is working with the police, and she's a lawyer, and my other sister is paramedics and so on and so forth. And I just say, well, I'm the cleaner, and my mum's just like, oh, don't say that. And I'm like, what? I clean people's pockets. What do you want me to say? Like, you know. But, you know, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what your title is. It is what you're doing and why. You know, I was just talking to the team downstairs. You know, at the end of the day, yeah, I have a cleaning company and a home care service company, and I have a not-for-profit that's doing, you know, building to be in the respite sector. And how did that all come about? Simply because I was cleaning people's homes and I wasn't happy to see how they were living and how the supports that they had, because they might have a mental disability or a physical disability or even just aged care in itself. You know, they don't have that support that's needed for them. And I thought that's just not right. Coming from a W.O.G family, and my mum and dad, I'm very lucky they're alive today in Sydney and living independently. God forbid I ever say to my parents, I'm going to put you in a nursing home. She would have a heart failure if I said that.
100%.
So I've grown up with, if my parents get old and decrepit, well, it's stuck on us. We, as the kids, need to look after them. So I looked at it and go, well, why can't society look at that as well? And that's where I've kind of, it might have just started with the cleaning and then it started with the home care, but that's where the idea was come from, for starting that whole respite side as well.
So, just so with the respite side, you know, respite wasn't even a thing about 30 years ago.
Exactly. Yep.
Not even.
Yeah.
Right? And even the word respite didn't even exist.
That's right.
Till at least maybe 15 years ago. And it was
really unheard of.
It was really, I didn't realise what respite was. And I asked a friend of mine many years ago, and he goes, oh, it's called the wrecking yard.
Yeah.
It's basically when you go in,
you don't come out.
You're not coming back out.
Yeah.
And that really freaked me out. And then I remember with my parents, because they both passed, and I was like, hey, they ain't going into a respite situation.
Well, that's why when I say respite for us, what we are building is definitely different to what you would know it to be.
And that's what I sense with you.
Yeah.
I think with you, you're going, forget that. If you're going down, you're going down with style.
Well, I've always said, like, talking to, like, this is a project that we've been working on for like 5 years. It hasn't been just, oh, poof, it's happened like that.
Yeah.
And there's hundreds and thousands of dollars on the line to, and mind you, this is all private equity. This is not, going to, the bank going, hey, give me this. Or even the government saying, hey, give me a grant. That doesn't happen.
Forget the government.
Exactly. This is something I said to the developer. I said, if you're going to build this for me, you need to build it that if I was going to live in it. And I don't want to live in a box. I don't want to live. I said, I see what my clients are living in. They're living in bed sitters. They're living in one-bedroom apartments. And these are supposed to be their forever homes, surrounded by people who are worse off physically or mentally than them. But they've got no option. They've got no other supports, and they have to live there. I want this place for people to come in, to take time out of their daily life and go, I'm going to be here for 2 weeks, but I need to learn how to cook a meal that's decent for me. I need to get into a routine of hydrotherapy or some sort of exercise regime that they can maintain when they go home. They need to link in with other mental services or allied health services. So really, for them to come to our facility, it is a holiday, but not a holiday. It's there for them to come in and work on themselves and take a whole bunch of tools back with them that is day-to-day tooling that they can use when they go home. And it doesn't stop when they're at home from us.
So does your respite centre So it's not an end service. It's all right. So it's more of the. It's
not palliative.
Yeah, it's not
different.
palliative. Yeah,
it's different. So we've got a big mixture going to be going into. So yes, majority of it is respite, but we'll also have what they call SDA, so that longer term accommodation. They can move in and go, hey, I want to live on site and I'm going to pay you blah, blah, blah each year, and I need to have a support worker, I need to have somebody who can help me with my meals, and I need to have doctors come in and check on me. All these other, like you would get in a nursing home.
I was going to say, so
it's not for aged care.
Yeah.
So this is for the people who are not at aged care level.
Yeah.
So you have to understand there's about 6,000 people that are under the ages of 65 that are actually in nursing homes because they don't have anywhere to put them.
I've heard stories, and you'd know, Melina, because I've heard stories that there's 30-year-olds that are in aged care with 80-year-olds.
Yep.
I mean, not that I'm not putting...
I currently know, personally, my first-hand experience, I have a friend of mine. She is 52 years old and she has Huntington's disease. And she has no option to live in a brand new, beautiful facility, but it's aged care. And she, because Huntington's is a neurological disorder, so therefore, she can't eat, she can't go to the toilet by herself, she can't dress
But she's
herself.
fully cognitive.
She's all up there. Oh boy, she's all up there.
And she's there with dementia patients
and how would you feel that that you've never spoken to, but there's a lady or a gentleman in the next room who's 89 years old who's passed away. And you're thinking, oh my God, I'm living and every day someone passes away in this facility. What mindset would you be in?
Oh, well, it'd be horrid, and it wouldn't be helping them.
That's right.
It would be sort of thinking, well, I don't know, I'm just guessing, it might even speed their death up.
Yeah, to a degree it would. So that's why I look at that and go, that's not right. That can't be done. They can't keep going. We need, and there are younger people than her as well, because they've got other, like, multiple sclerosis, and there's all other types of younger people with issues that their family just can't help them with. They need 24 hours a day. But at the same time, think of the toll that has on the families.
Unbelievable.
Right?
Yeah.
So taking that person who has either the mental or physical disability out and supporting them in a community where they can learn and do things for themselves, not only gives the participant the respite, but their family the respite as well
100%.
from them.
Yeah, because what you're doing is, it's a bad analogy or a metaphor, but it's like, taking a child into childcare.
Yeah.
Even if it's not full time, even if it's for a few hours, it gives the mother time to go and get her hair done, go to the gym,
Feel normal. Yeah.
And it also gives the child a break a little bit. So it works both ways.
Absolutely. And see, like, people go to me, but how did you come up with that idea? And I said, I was cleaning a client's house and I went, this poor guy has nobody. And they're like, you got that from cleaning? I went, yep, I did. And because not only, I started as a cleaning company, and that is, everybody knows me as the W.O.G girl. You want something done, call the W.O.G girl. And I'm like, yeah, all right, fair enough. But we do home care. Like, so we do that in-home support. Like, so we have people who we go and we support them. So we'll do their medications and we'll do their, washing and dressing and taking them to medical appointments, and we'll sit down and play games with them to keep their cognitive function going for them at home.
I think it's brilliant.
So this is where and COVID was a big thing for that, because obviously I started the cleaning because I'm going, oh my God, look at these houses. I'm looking at these houses, supposedly had bond cleans and they're disgusting. And we've gone from bond cleans to regular cleans to spring cleans to builder cleans to you name it, like gardening, home care. We've gone from gardening.
So how do you handle it all? That's a big job.
I have a really good hairdresser that keeps my grey hair away.
No, because there's a lot of moving parts,
Absolutely.
A lot of layers to what you're doing. Like,
Yep. But they're all hand in glove.
I understand that, but hand in glove, it's still a big job.
Oh, it is. And look, I've got a great team around me. Like, I've got my general manager who's been with me now for nearly 8 years. And he is...
How many people have you got with you?
I lost count after lots.
Yeah.
But my general manager, he shares the vision. And I asked him as well, because it was quite funny how he came on board. It was a conversation I had with my husband many moons ago going, I need to grow the cleaning company. I'm in residential sector. I want to chase commercial contracts, but I just don't have the time because I was training the staff, I was invoicing, I was cleaning on some days, I was quoting the
You're
jobs.
all things to all people.
Exactly. And I said, I said, commercial jobs, I said, I don't have time to go and quote. I can quote residentially because I do that when they're at home and that's after hours. So I can clean during the day and do what I need to do and work with the team. But when am I going to get these commercial contracts? And there's tenders and there's all these, I'm not interested. So I said to my other half at the time, I said, how about you do that? You can be the BDM for me in the community. He goes, nah, I don't want to do that. I'm like, yeah, all right, fair enough. So I then put an ad out for a BDM. And I interviewed a few and then I came across Peter. And what attracted me to him was he was in the cleaning industry back in New Zealand, but he was also a business consultant. So I thought, okay.
You did a bit of both.
Yeah, and I thought, because he'd moved from New Zealand over to Australia, he was actually a car salesman. Like that's what the job he was doing.
You got the trifecta.
Yeah, and I went, used car salesman? I don't know.
No, but you got sales, BDM,
yeah,
everything.
Exactly. So I interviewed him and I thought, this guy is okay. And being W.O.G like I am, I want to pay what I have to pay, not $1 more than I have to pay. And so we had a discussion. He was quite frank. He goes, look, what you're offering is less than what I've already been offered somewhere else. I said, well, mate, I know where I'm going. If you want to hitch your wagon to this train, well, you've got to have to meet me at where I am at.
Yeah.
So anyway, we took the weekend to think about it. I said, look, I'm happy to offer it, but this is what my conditions are. And if you accept it, great. If you don't, so be it. So come Monday, he goes, look, I'll accept your offer. And I said, great, no problems. And I went, wow, all right, and he took a pay cut of $25,000 to come and work with me. And then it was a few days in and we were doing some tenders and whatever else. And he looked at me and he goes, I have to say something. I go, what's that? He goes, there's something about you that I like and I know I'm going to be here for a very long time, but I'm going to be honest, I need more money. And I said, this is day 3, mate, and you're already asking for a pay rise? He goes, you know what I'm worth because you know what I'm worth. And I'm like, so I played let me talk to the other half and I went home and I told him, he goes, your call. And he goes, because my thing is my gut. What does my gut instinct tell me? And my husband said to me at the time, what's your gut say? And I said, my gut says pay him. He goes, well, then pay him. And I'm like, hang on a second. But every fibre in me being, that stingy Italian sometimes, like, I've got to call the accountant. Hang on a second. So I rang the accountant and he said the same thing to me. He goes, what does your gut say? And it says to hire him and give him the money. He goes, look, we'll make a few changes to make it work. But if he can do what he's saying he can do, then you're going to be making money hand over fist and he'll pay
100%.
himself. And that's exactly now 8 years down the track, we've completely dropped the commercial. I went, nah, not doing it. Like we worked on that for a while and we went, yeah, not doing it. And I reinvented his role and I said, okay, I want to use your skills for this. And we've just absolutely flown. So to be able to grow all these, I've got the chemical line, or not even chemicals.
Melina, it sounds you're very lucky. I'll tell you why you're very lucky.
Why?
Because this guy didn't have to take the job.
No.
Right? So he potentially...
I was betting on him and myself.
he saw that he was more value to you that you couldn't see at the time.
I could see it. I just didn't want to pay it.
No. But
yes.
your intuition, your gut feeling, you knew...
Yes, he was worth it.
He was worth it because you were just trying to get validated by other people to say, no, you're being ripped off.
Yeah.
You just needed to hear that.
Yeah.
And you didn't hear it from anyone. So then you realised, shit, I'm right. I better go for this.
Absolutely.
And here you are.
And look, and I've always said, as I said, last week we celebrated our 2WGC had their 10th birthday and my accountant has been my accountant since day 1. And I actually turned to him and said, his name's Peter as well. So I'm surrounded by 2 Peters. And I said to Peter, my accountant, I said, thank you for every bit of guidance that you've given me along the way. He goes, oh, you're a stubborn one. And I said, yeah. But he goes, I'm impressed to see what you've made from just cleaning. He goes, you've gone from the cleaning to the supports to to developing your own product line to now going into home care on a really big scale. And he goes, and that's got to have some, he calls them the coliones. He goes, you got some big balls to do that. I said, yeah, but I can only do that because I know that I've got the right people around me to help with that. And that's why, you know, I can progress through what I do. So
No, look, I see. Look, with you, Melina, it's, you know, you say you got big, but the thing is, it stems back to childhood.
Yep.
It's you're the little one, and you've always had to prove yourself.
Yep.
And the thing is that everyone else is irrelevant. Mm-hmm. The person that's really relevant is Melina. Needs to have a conversation with Melina and say, you know what? We're good. You are perfect because look at what you're doing.
Yep.
So.
Oh, look, there's days that I sit there and I look at myself and go, why the hell are you doing this? And then I remember why.
But the thing is, you know, if you really, really, really didn't like it, you wouldn't be doing it.
Oh, absolutely not.
So you're liking it and you're loving it.
Yeah, the challenges, the diversity, the flexibility, the freedom that I allow myself to have in this.
And
is
I
a
think
big
the
thing.
reason you're successful is apart from whatever it is that you do or the people that you have around you, I think it's the service that you're providing that is providing back to you.
Yes.
Because it's a good service. What you're doing is a really good thing. And
Makes me feel good.
Yeah, and the universe is opening up because you're doing something that's really genuinely helping other people.
I say all the time, if it is cleaning, something as simple as cleaning, or it is helping somebody, you know, make a cup of tea at home, I don't care how big or how small it is, you do it well, you do it right, and you do it without any expectation of something coming back to you, you will get what you deserve.
100%. It's so true. Look, I look back at my life and I know that whenever I've done things with authenticity, you know, with genuity, the magic happens. And it's about, you know, just saying, forget the result.
And things like that.
No, or you know, don't worry about how you're going to come out the other end or an expectation. It's just like, just focus on doing what you want to do, and if you're doing it in the right way,
it'll happen.
Everything else will fall into place. So,
absolutely, you're spot on there. Exactly right. A lot of people go, "How do you do it?" I go, "I don't know. I just do it."
Yeah, no, it's because you're in alignment, and I mean, you know, like. It's about being able to sort of wipe out all the noises and the voices in your head and all the negative stuff.
The self-doubts, all the negative from everybody else. You can't do that. You can't do this.
Because, you know, fear, it's you know, when they say it's a figment of your imagination, what's the acronym for fear? False evidence appearing real. And if you let that feed, it's gonna create a wild garden in your head, you know, like it's going to become a jungle. So the minute you say, look, no, not listening, I'm doing, and that's what you're doing, and that's why.
And that's something that I also, I guess, tell my staff and tell my kids. If you don't get it right, that's fine. That's one step closer to getting it right because you figured out what's not the right way to do it. Keep trying.
Like Michael, and I hate using sort of like examples like this, but Michael Jordan once said, you miss 100% of the shots you never take.
Yeah.
And that for me, it's powerful. It's like, I can't do it. Maybe you can't. Maybe you'll fail once, twice, but through repetition.
Yep.
It's like exercise.
Yep.
You know?
You're creating a habit that eventually will pay off.
Yeah, just persistence, and that's what you've done, and it's been amazing. And that's look, I'm so glad we had you here, and I'm going to be looking at your journey ahead because I think you've got
there's a lot there,
a lot going on, and you've been very inspirational, and having you on the Eighth Voice podcast, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be inspired, and at some
hope so.
point, you know, we'll leave some of your details online, and
Yep.
this, I could just see Melina. You're just,
Never ending. That's what it is. Just keep going.
you're a real inspiration, and I'm so happy to have had you here, and it's just an amazing group of people.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.